All right, for fluency, you're going to select all the expressions that are equal to the difference between 54 and 27 hundredths and 11 and 999 thousandths. So, looking at this, when it says select all, I know that I'm going to be choosing more than one answer. And I know that the word difference means that we are going to be sitting here finding the answer to a subtraction problem, because I know difference means the answer to a subtraction problem. So I first have to solve the problem to figure out what my answer is going to be that I'm going to be looking for in all of these options. So I'm going to start off by subtracting 54 is the first number that I'm going to put a decimal point. Oops. Okay. And then I have 11. Put my decimal point there. Put 11 based off of their place values. Line them up. Then put my nines. Making sure that all my digits are lined up with each other based off of their place value. Now, since I have a 9 here and nothing above it, I need to put a placeholder, which is our 0, so I know that I'm staying in the right place value based off of the numbers. So I have 0 minus 9. I can't do 0 minus 9, so that 7, let me put that up, that 7 is going to become an 6, and that 0 becomes a 10. And I'm just going to place it over since we're done reading that question. So I have 10 minus 9. But I forgot to say drop the decimal down straight down. So please do not forget to do that. Drop it straight down. So now I got 10 minus 9, which would be 1. 6 minus 9 I can't do, so this 2 is going to become a 1. And then the 6 becomes a 16. Now I got 16 minus 9, which is 7. I can't do 1 minus 9, so that 4 becomes a 3. And that 1 becomes an 11. So now I have 11 minus 9, which is 2. 3 minus 1, which is 2. 5 minus 1, which is 4. So now you're going to sit here and we have to solve each one of these. So A, because we have to select all that are going to give us the answer, 42 and 271 thousandths. So we have to sit here and solve these to figure out which ones are going to give us that. So you have the word sum. The word sum means the answer to an addition problem. So we have to sit here and we have to add 40 decimal point, and then I'll put my 8, 1, 3, and then my 1 based off the place value, point, or decimal point, 4, 5, 8, And then I'm going to bring this line up. Have my plus sign. Oops. So I have 8 plus 3. Before I start adding, drop my decimal point down like it's hot, drop it down. 8 plus 3 is 11. So put my 1. I'm going to bring that decimal point up. So we have 1 plus 5, which is 7. 8 plus 4 is 12. 1 plus 1 is 2. And then the 4 plus would be a place value of 0 is 4. So we get 42 and 271 thousandths. Is that the answer we're looking for? Look up here. It is. So that means I'm going to take my circle and drag it over A because that's one of my answers. Looking at the difference between 96 and 573 thousandths and 52 and 146 thousandths. So I'm going to sit here and I'm going to drag my numbers so I can begin subtracting. So I get 9, 6, put my decimal point, 5, 7, 3, minus 52, 5. Remembering to line up based off of place value for the numbers. So I have 1 in the tenth spot, 4 in the hundredth spot, and then a 6 in the thousandth spot. So now I'm going to begin to subtract. Before I begin subtracting, I need to drop my decimal point straight down, dropping it like it's hot, staying in line. So I have 3 minus 6 I can't do, so the 7 is going to become a 6. That 3 is going to become a 13. 13 minus 6 is 7. 6 minus 4 is 2. 5 minus 1 is 4. 6 minus 2 is 4. And 9 minus 5 is 4. Is that the answer we're looking for of 42 and 271 thousandths? I do not have that as my answer, so I will not be circling B. Let's go to C. The difference between 43 and 876 thousandths and 1 and 605 thousandths. Difference, again, means to answer to a subtraction problem, so we're going to sit here and subtract. So we have 43. We got to put first down. Decimal point. 8, 7, 6. Put my decimal point because I got to keep it in line. I got 1 in the 1 spot, so I put the 1 underneath the 3 because that's based on the 3 is in the 1 spot and the number above. And then I have 6 in the tenths, so I put it in the 10th spot. 0 in the 100th spot. And then 5 in the thousand spot. Difference means to subtract, so I'm going to subtract. Before I start subtracting, got to drop that decimal straight down. 6 minus 5 is 1. 7 minus 0 is 7. 8 minus 6 is 2. 3 minus 1 is 2. And 4 minus 0 is 4. We get 42 and 271 thousandths. Looking at my original problem, it's the same answer. So yes, I will be circling C. Last one is D. Find the sum of 12 and 875 thousandths, 6 and 346 thousandths, and 23 and 5 hundredths. So sum means what we need to add. So we are going to add these numbers up. So I'm going to start off by putting my 12. My decimal point, 8, 7, 5, and then 6 is in the 1 spot for my next number. So I put that below the ones and the 12, the number above. I put my decimal point down. I put 3 in the 10 spot, the 4 in the 100th spot, the 6 in the 1000 spot. And then my last number is 23.05. So I put my decimal point down. I put my 23 down, so my 2 is in the 10 spot. My 3 is in the 1 spot. Then I have 0 in the 10th spot. And then a 5 in the 100th spot. And to keep place value being held, I will put a 0 in the 1000 spot just to hold its value. Okay, drop my decimal straight down because we were adding. Drop it like it's hot, dropping it down. And then I start by adding based off the place values from right to left. 5 plus 6 is 11. I bring my 1. And then I bring up my 1. So I have 7 plus 1 plus 4 plus 5. And that's a lot of numbers to add. So let's take it step by step. 7 plus 1 is 8. 8 plus 4 is 12. And 12 plus 5 is 17. So I put my 7. And I bring up my 1. And now I have 8 plus 1 plus 3. So let's take it step by step. 8 plus 1 is 9. 9 plus 3 is 12. So then I put my 2. And then I bring up my 1. Again, a lot of numbers to add. 1 plus 2 plus 6 plus 3. So let's start off with 1 plus 2, which is 3. 3 plus 6 is 9. And then 9 plus 3 is 12. So I put my 2. And then bring up my 1. And now I have 1 plus 1 plus 2. So 1 plus 1 is 2. 2 plus 2 is 4. So looking at my answer for this problem, 42 and 271 thousandths. Is that the same as I got above? It is. So I can drag my circle over D. Okay, I know this is a lot of clicking and dragging and it's a lot of work for you to do. Remember, you have your mat over here that you can use for extra area of work if down here is too crammed in there for your work. Okay, hopefully this helps you all.